What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliott Delp.
Sparky.
Back again like you never left. And today we are going to be doing a thermal review. This time on the Clarion 384. And we're going to be telling you why this thing performs just as good as a 640 core thermal at a 384 core.
Save you 1,000 bones.
Save you 1,000 bones, all right?
And give it to me.
The Clarion is one of the new models of thermals offered by AGM. Came out on the market here in the last few months or so. They were introduced at SHOT Show. We shot one off of an AUG. It was pretty slick. The cool thing about the Clarion, and what really sets it apart, is the fact that it has two different objective lenses in it. So what that basically means is it has two different base magnifications.
Okay.
Which, why that is cool, Sparky?
Enlighten me.
Enlighten you. Why that's cool is because you don't have to digitally zoom the thermal. I don't know if you guys have thermal or night vision experience, but when you digitally zoom thermal and night vision, it just goes downhill.
Just grainy,
so
pixelated.
quickly. So imagine you're on your phone and you take a picture of something and you zoom in on it, right? And you zoom in on it and you zoom in on it. At like 3 or 4 zoom on your phone, you're just like, this is unusable. That's where the Clarion shines. That's why it's so cool. There's a few housekeeping things that we need to talk about before we dive right into it. We do have affiliation with AGM. That is the first thing. So keep that in mind as we go through this. Second is we have to give a big shout out to the basement operator community, because without them and without you guys, none of this would be possible. Basement Operator is our apparel line. You can check us out at basementoperator.com. What bam. There you can find merch, you can find stickers, you can find builds, you can find all kinds of awesome stuff over at basementoperator.com. So make sure to go check us out at basementoperator.com. Now that that's out of the way, we have to give a big shout out to the people that keep the channel going. TrueShot is the ammo supporter here on the channel. They keep the freedom seeds flowing. If you need any type of plinking ammunition, they have you covered, because I know we like to train. That's right. Because, you know, we got guns, we can't do nothing if we don't train with them, right, Sparky?
Exactly.
So TrueShot has 5.56, 9mm, 308, you name it, TrueShot's got it. So big thank you to TrueShot. Go check them out at basementoperator.com/links and let them know we sent you. So with all this coyote hunting going on, we got to make sure that, you know, the guns are nice and well lubed so we don't have a jam or anything while we're out. Yeah, so we got to give a big thank you to Boar Products. They're the lube sponsor here on the channel. We actually love their stuff. It smells great. Not that you should be sniffing your gun. I mean, sniff your guns if that's what you want to do. But it smells great. It's citrus. We use it to clean our firearms here. They also have a bunch of firearm cleaning kits, mats, you name it. You can find it over there at Boar Products, and we're really big fans of them because you know they're affordable and they work.
Great product.
Right, exactly. So big thank you to Boar Products. You want to check them out? Their link is in the description. Also, you can go to basementoperator.com/links and use code DELP to save you a little bit of moolah on Boar Products. So big thank you to Boar. So let's dive right into the Clarion, and we're going to be comparing it and some of its features, because as we had mentioned, I think that this 384 core is comparable to a 640 core, and I'm going to explain to you.
It's a pretty big statement.
Yeah, it's a big statement considering it's a whole other size resolution core, basically double. But before we get into that, I kind of want to go over the features of the Clarion, because we had talked a little bit about it, but I think there's a lot of things that need to be talked about and, you know, went over so you guys know exactly what you're getting. All right, so the Clarion MSRPs, or at least this one, the 384 core, for about $4,000. I think it's 3,800 and something, give or take.
Change.
What's 200 bucks when you're talking about $4 grand?
Yeah.
All right, so what do you get for that? Well, you get this awesome Clarion thermal with American Defense mounts, which we've done a lot of work with American Defense, and they make some killer products. We run their mounts a lot, and we've ran one of their rifles, and they make some awesome stuff. So we have no problem in recommending American Defense, and we think that that is a great feature for AGM to use as their mounting device. So you have a 25mm objective, and you have a 50mm objective. And like I had mentioned, the Clarion Special, when its claim to fame, is the dual focus objective lens, which allows it for 2 base magnifications. So the 2 base magnifications for the Clarion are 2x and all the way up to 4.5x. So those are your 2 base magnifications. And then you can go through the digital zoom process. All right, so you can digital zoom to your heart's content after that. All right, that's neither here nor there. You can go up to 8x, whatever your base magnification is. So whatever 2 times 8.
Math do be hard.
Yeah, 2. So the base magnification can go up to 16x. And what's 4.5 times 8, Hunter?
Your mom.
Yeah, I don't know. Math hard. We'll pop it up. But that's the max magnification through digital zoom that you can get with each objective lens. So we had talked about kind of why that's awesome. You can basically double your magnification without doing any digital zoom, which is really cool.
Makes it much clearer.
Exactly, it makes it much clearer, and it kind of leads into how it compares with the 640 that we'll talk about a little bit later. So to go over a little bit of the layout here on the Clarion, the button system's super easy. You have your objective, then you have your focusing ring, power on, camera, menu controls, and then your zoom.
Ta-da.
I mean, it's so simple. Flipping it over, we have a battery compartment and we have a USB-C. So the battery in the Clarion and pretty much all of AGM's new lineup, Sparky, has these proprietary batteries. These batteries are rechargeable and they last 9 to 11 hours.
Pretty good.
That's a whole night's worth of hunting.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So you get 2 of them when you get the Clarion. So essentially, you charge these things up, you don't have to worry about, swapping out, but you have an extra one just in case you start to get low on your hunt. If your hunt's going for like, 8, 9 hours and you're starting to get low on battery, already comes with 2 of them. So, you have nothing to worry about.
No, just gotta keep them charged.
Yeah, and it keeps you from having to buy the, CR123s or something like that. And originally, I was up in the air on it, and after getting these in hand, I don't think it's that bad of an idea. I usually shy very far away from proprietary batteries, but
at least you don't have to keep buying batteries over and over again.
That's true.
Unless you just buy rechargeable ones, but I'd rather have this.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a really nice feature. And then moving on, you got your USB-C. So this has onboard recording. You don't have to worry about buying micro SDs because Hunter doesn't keep any in stock or anything like that. So you have 16 gigs and it's stored on board, and you can record off and transfer your footage on and off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that comes back to, well, why do you have onboard recording? Because it does have onboard recording. You can record both video and photography, and it does pick up audio as well.
That's nice.
Yeah,
so
that's
you don't see me to have
no,
audio.
Not a lot pick up audio actually. So, like when you shoot, you miss, and you cuss, you can hear the oh shit moment. Other things that are really nice about, you can turn on and off your reticle. So if you don't want to see your reticle up there and you want to use it mainly as a scanner, you can do that. It also has different reticle types and colors in case you want to swap it out. I mean, that's going into like the nitty gritty of it. 4 different color palettes: red hot, white hot, black hot, and then a fusion color palette.
Ooh.
So 4 different color palettes. Honestly, I like red hot. I think
it stands out more.
The black and white contrast, and then you hit it with the red. You like to see Hunter come running across the field, and he's
all red of them.
All red of them. I think that's my personal. That's my personal favorite. Another great feature of the Clarion, and that also AGM offers in a lot of their other optics, is picture-in-picture mode. Okay, so basically, what picture-in-picture mode is, Sparky, is when you have your base screen, but then you have a little zoomed in reticle at the top and zoom in picture, so that you don't have to do your base magnification on your main. You can take your precision shot with your picture-in-picture mode, look down below, and you can see your wide angle.
That's pretty slick.
And then look back up to your zoomed in. And where it's all digital, they can put the picture above and it'd be the same.
That's pretty slick.
I know, pretty awesome. And one of the great features. And a lot of thermal optic companies are doing that. It's really, an awesome feature that I think is great that AGM's incorporated with their Clarion, and also the Rattler over there that we have yet to talk about. Speaking of like the picture-in-picture, right before you take a shot, it has auto shot recording.
That's pretty
so
cool.
Like you take a shot,
she's recording.
The Clarion's going to start recording, and it's going to be recording prior to you taking a shot. So it's always recording. Shot goes off, and you have this thing turned on, obviously. You don't have to worry about making sure you click the button to get your recording in. It's there.
It's handy.
It's done.
Dummy proof.
Exactly, it's dummy proof. And then also, right before you take a shot, it also has a ranging tool in it. It doesn't have laser range finding, that's on a higher end model.
Yeah.
But it does have a ranging tool.
So you can estimate.
So where if you have a general idea of the size of whatever you're shooting at, it'll estimate the range, and then it'll give you kind of your calc to see, you know, how far, like is it a 500-yard shot, 400-yard shot, whatever it may be.
That's handy.
Yeah, it is handy. I prefer laser range finding, but you know, it'll do in a pinch.
You have to know what you're targeting.
So we've kind of went into the meats and bones, Sparky. Now let's talk about it in comparison to a 640 core. So we have the Rattler right here. This is the V2, this is 640, this is one of the highest end AGM models. Part of the selling point of this is the dual objective. So you have a 25mm that gives you a 2x zoom, and you have a 50mm that gives you a 4.5x zoom. Well, if you are looking through the 4.5x zoom on the 384, it is basically the exact same picture quality as doing a 1 magnification on the 640.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so when you're looking at the 640, which has a base magnification of 2.5, and you zoom once, it takes it to a 5 zoom.
Yeah.
The 640, when you zoom, think you're cutting down the resolution because you're zooming in on the picture.
Yep.
So it basically brings it to a 384. When you have this on base magnification at a 4.5 at the 384, you're looking at the exact same picture. And we'll pop, to make it really simple, we'll pop it up. We have one of the Rattler zoomed in at a 5, and we have the base magnification of the 384, and you can see Hunter down there, and they look exactly the same. And that is why the 384 core Clarion is so powerful, because it already has the base magnification in there.
For $1,000 cheaper.
For $1,000 cheaper, exactly. This thing runs $4 grand, this thing runs 5,000. And I think that is like the best
bang for buck.
Bang for buck. If you know you're going to be shooting further with your 640 core, go ahead and just
do that.
Get the Clarion 384, and you'll save you $1,000.
You get the same thing.
And you get the same thing out of it. Granted, there are advantages to the 640 core. Like if you don't plan on doing any zooming, you'll have that first magnification, that's beautiful, crystal clear 640 resolution from that core. But if you're doing magnification, it might be advantageous to look into a Clarion and keep it as an option, because you save so much money. You save $1,000. It's basically 20% off.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, considering. And that I think people get lost on. And once I understood that, I think that the Clarion is an awesome bang for buck. And with AGM, their cores are beautiful. Their thermal is spectacular image quality. And like I said, we'll have a bunch of it up here on screen of Hunter walking at different ranges, further, closer. I think one was at about 25 and another one was at about 100. I mean, they both perform really well, but I think there's definitely a market for the Clarion, considering it's $1,000 less.
Yeah, why pay more when you can get cheaper and it does the same thing?
Exactly. Now,
just as well.
Now, there are
some more advantages.
There are a lot of advantages to the 640 core Rattler V2.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, like I mentioned, your base magnification is going to be a lot clearer than this one, because it has a 640 core.
Yeah,
so
this shines at magnification.
This shines at that magnification. Now, if you want to get really crazy, you can get the Clarion 640, and it blows everything out of the water.
But how much is that going to run you though?
I think that's about $6,000. It's about $1,000 more than the Radical. I might be wrong. Hunter, pop that up if I'm wrong on the screen. But that's really where this thing shines. And having that dual base magnification really is advantageous, especially if you're looking to shoot a little bit further, or you're expecting to have a little bit longer engagements on your coyotes, or whatever you're shooting at with your thermal optics. And you know, I definitely think there's a place in the market for it. And I don't know if people realize that is what you are getting. You are getting, with this, basically a once zoomed in 640 core.
Yeah, they're going to get, some people might just get caught up on the core size and forget and not realize the features of this.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the whole point of this, Sparky, is don't always get caught up on the core size. Think about magnification and what you're magnifying because of digital zoom. It's It's important. So I think that's going to wrap it there. I know this wasn't a super in-depth video of the Clarion, but it was hopefully to give you a general idea of it. What are some of the cool features of it and some of the advantages of the dual focus objective system on it. And I hope I conveyed that to you. If you have any questions whatsoever about it, reach out to me on Instagram. I'll be happy to answer anything I can, or reach out to AGM. They're pretty cool to talk to on Instagram. So big thank you to AGM for letting us compare these and sending them out. Also, thank you TrueShot for keeping the freedom seeds flowing here on the channel. And we'll see you guys on the next one. As always, take someone outdoors. Peace.
Bye.
He didn't like the leather.
He's a PETA guy.
He's a PETA guy.